During any weight loss phase or any time you're in weight loss, it's really, really important to understand about failure. So I see failure as a really important lesson for us to learn on our weight loss journey. Lots of people set themselves up and they have an expectation that they want to be perfect, that everything is going to go right, and that if they fail at something, that then they give it a meaning about them. That means that they're a loser, they're never going to lose the weight. See, I told you so. That little inner critic is going to agree with you and tell you you're not good enough. But failure is inevitable. Failure is the best lesson that you're ever going to learn. So each failure that I have, I cheer for it. I go, yes, okay. And every roadblock that I hit, and trust me, I hit a roadblock at least once a week in something in my life, sometimes more often. And I always am thinking, what do I need to learn from this? What we are constantly learning and growing. You need to always be learning and growing. And when we go, okay, what am I going to learn from this? What do I need to take from this? And then we learn the lesson, and then we keep moving forward. But if you don't learn the lesson, it will keep coming up, and it will keep coming up until you take notice. It might be something small initially, and you don't pick it up. Then it happens again, and then it happens again. And then if you don't listen, your body really makes you listen. Think about anything that's happened to you in the past. If you could notice there was a trend in things like that, and you'll probably notice it more now that I've mentioned it. So failure is inevitable. And when you set yourself up before you start your weight loss journey and understand it is a key part of the process. So failing is going to happen. Not everything is going to go your way. Something is going to go wrong. You are going to hit a roadblock. You are going to, it's not going to be what you think. You are going to have this expectation and it's maybe not going to be met. Your brain's going to want you to give up, but you are not going to. You are going to understand that failure is part of the plan. I always use the example of a football team. So we're playing football. One team wins and one team loses. Now the winning team goes out and celebrates, and they have pizza and beer and they celebrate as a team. The losing team, they go back in and they replay the game and they watch the game and they try to improve on their strategies and their moves and different things that they do. Now, who got a better lesson out of that? Who got a better lesson? The losing team. They spent the time and they learned more than the team that won and went out and celebrated. So we need to understand that that is an inevitable part of our journey, these failures. And every failure, see it as something to cheer. See it as something to be happy about, because you are learning something else about yourself that's going to take you forward. And it's all these little micro lessons that add up, and they add up over time to get your end result. And I've only learned what's worked for me and what works for my body through failures. I've only learned all of those things by having the failures and by falling on my ass and by making mistakes and readjusting. I've only learned it from that. And life is it's not perfect for anybody. And there's nobody that is perfect in the world. I saw a video the other day, and I'll see if I can share it. I'm not sure if it will allow me to, but it was Ed Sheeran, and my kids love Ed Sheeran, and he talked about how important failures was. And he sings a song of when he was 15. He sings a song when he was 15, and it's on YouTube. I can't think what the song's called, but again, I'll find the video. And he was terrible. And he was a terrible singer. And he was like, I was 14, when he sung this song. And he was really like, when he was singing, he was really like high pitched and whatever else. And then his first song that came number one, he wrote when he was 18. So he's like, in the 4 years between then, he learned how to sing better. He got a vocal coach. He learned those. And that's what he said. He would never be anywhere if he didn't have those failures. Think about Rocky. So Sylvester Stallone. So with the movie Rocky, he had no money. I think he even had to sell his dog. He had no money, and he went to these different studios and they rejected him. And then they said, I think someone said they would take the role, but they said that they would take the script of Rocky, but he couldn't star in it, and he wanted to star in it. And so he said no because he had faith in himself. And I can't remember how many times he was rejected. And look at Rocky now, like how famous. And that is the same with the Harry Potter books. She was rejected however many times, and look how popular they're now, movies and everything else. So, and I could keep giving you a list of examples, but nobody got anywhere without these failures. So they are inevitable. So please remember this. When a failure happens, when you hit a roadblock, it's meant to happen to you. It's meant to happen to you, and this is a lesson that you need to learn. So we've got to think, what can I learn from this? And then we can celebrate it and keep moving forward. Don't see it as a negative. Don't give up. Just keep moving forward.